Hey everybody, today we're going to go check out the prototyping lab in Beamish Monroe Hall. There's a lot of pretty cool stuff in there and engineering students use it throughout the year to complete their projects. Hey Steve, how you doing?
Good, good. Nathan, is it?
Yeah.
Nice
So
to
you're
see
going to be showing me around the prototyping lab today, right?
This is for cutting plywood to different sizes that you want and all that kind of stuff. Doesn't necessarily have to be plywood. Students come in here and I've seen them cut acrylic plastics with it, just about anything that you can cut with it. So this is our mini drill press, which is used all day long by students.
Yeah.
It's used all the time. You can drill just about anything on here, metal, wood, you name it. So this is a horizontal bandsaw. You lift it up like this, you can turn it on, and you can see how it's slowly just dropping by itself.
Yeah.
So it will eventually cut through the things, and you can adjust the speed with this knob right here to get it to where it's at. Then once it cuts through whatever it's holding in the vise, it shuts off automatically. And a big favorite is our miter saw, also known as a chop saw.
Okay.
This guy's brand new. He doesn't look like it because he's nice and covered in dust, but that's because it's well used. So it's got an arm that allows you to come out like this, pull it down, and cut through your part. Safeties on it as well, pull the trigger, and away you go. So another wonderful thing is our belt sander here. And so if you can see, the belt's going to spin this direction here. And this is basically sandpaper, and you can hold stuff up and fine tune it, or often when you cut something, it's got sharp angles, so you want to come over and just kind of buff those angles away and make it a little bit smoother so that you're not cutting yourself on anything. So here is a wood lathe. This one is strictly for wood. These are the tools that are used for it, and with the other one over there, you put your tools in a mount and you just kind of move it around like this. But with this one, you need to actually hold your tools in your hand as you shave the wood, sort of thing. Thanks.
So what kind of stuff do we have in here?
Well, in this room, we have some more advanced machinery that the students really utilize, but it's more for the staff to utilize for them. So they'll come up with a project or something and they need something made, and we'll do it. So here we have a 3D printer, which is used to create plastic parts out of ABS material. You can see it's in the process of printing some stuff now. And as you can see, if you look at these two wrenches here, this is basically the test program that came with the machine. If this material on the back side, the darker material, was to be melted away in our bath over here, this would actually be a functioning crescent wrench.
Okay, so you're building real practical stuff with the 3D printer.
You got it. So this is quickly becoming a fan favorite of students. This is a laser cutter engraver, so both cut and engrave materials.
Okay.
It won't do metals, it'll do wood, it'll do plastics, it'll do some ceramics, it'll do some even marble and glass kind of thing it'll do as well. Mm-hmm. It's often used by students to create all sorts of stuff. I actually have some examples. So this was cut out using the laser cutter. You can see this is some of the engraving that was done on the plastics. So this just shows different power levels and speeds that the laser was traveling at. But you can laser engrave photos into wood as well.
Oh, that's really cool.
Which is pretty cool. But it's also, the photo laser engraving works for logos, works for just about anything. You can convert it to a black and white picture and it'll engrave it into the wood for you. So this is a CNC mill. So it's used for creating anything, any kind of hard ceramics or metals of any kind. You can create all sorts of stuff with it. So I have some examples over here. This was created and then rejected by a team because they didn't dimension their sizes properly.
So I was wondering about what kind of things students are building and how they're using the machines in the prototyping lab.
Well, for example, the first years are given a project every year, and one of the things that they're given that I've always been a fan is the Rube Goldberg machine. So it's basically one of those machines where you drop a ball, it hits a domino, the domino falls, hits a remote controlled truck, that kind of thing. Mm-hmm. Some other projects that are done is the civil engineering students are given a test every year where they have to build a bridge. Yeah. And the bridge has to be able to hold a certain amount of weight for a certain amount of time. Okay. Sort of thing, right? So those are examples, but one of the other things that the shop's used for mostly is the teams. So we have a lot of teams on campus that are building, say, remote airplanes or robots that are supposed to travel in space or on mountainous terrain and that sort of thing. And the MAST are mostly anonymous sailboat team.
Mostly autonomous?
Mostly autonomous,
Yes.
That's what I meant. But you can just about name it. If a student has an idea, here's a good place to start.